can't hear that noise outside, I actually have no idea what that is. We're currently sitting on the bed because I had it like filming a certain way, but the window was just, you couldn't see me properly, so we changed the lighting. Today we're going to be talking about how I found out I was pregnant. So I was working at the time and I was working in retail. I won't give out like too much information of where I was working, but I was working in retail as someone who was doing sales, and we had like work events where they were quite fun. Like, I won't lie to you, they were quite fun little work events. Like, you'd go to these work events and learn about a certain product, and the place you were going to would, you know, kind of cater for everyone, normally give out food and drinks sometimes, not always, but sometimes, and you'd learn about that certain product, which was pretty cool, to be honest. Like, I learned a lot more stuff about, anyway, I learned a lot of stuff from where I was working, and it was, I mean, a pretty good work experience, to be honest, compared to my first job, which I'll say what it was. My first job was Macca's, and like the people I worked with were really fun, but I mean, people that I was working with were like pretty good, but there were also some really creepy people there, and then some rude people too, to be honest. But anyway, I had one of these work event things. I got told that there might be drinks, and I was like, oh, I've been feeling a little bit off. I wasn't nauseous, but I just felt a little bit off. I was like, maybe I should just take a pregnancy test just in case. Also, we ended up going to this place, right? There were no alcoholic drinks, so. But anyway, I was like, I'm gonna take a test, and it's not going to be anything, but I'm just going to be precautious, and, you know, I'm not going to drink if I'm pregnant, obviously. So yeah, I took the test. I have a video that I might insert in here, but that was my real reaction to being pregnant. Obviously I've never been pregnant before, and I was just turned 19 when I found out, so that's why my reaction is like that. But yeah, I took the test, flipped it over as you do, waited the like 15 minutes, turned it around, bright blue, and I was like, oh. You'll see my reaction, but I was like, 2 lines, and I was shook. I was absolutely shook. Anyway, I kind of like had a bit of a moment after I took the video, and I was like, oh my god, there's literally, oh my god, there's a mason bee in here. Get out, mason bee. Is that a mason bee or is that a wasp? Also, like, little side note, but I hate mason bees. They're disgusting. Why do they use mud? Anyway, back to the story though. I was freaking out, had a bit of a cry. I was in the bathroom and I was like, what the hell? My boyfriend was downstairs, I think gaming at the time, and I went downstairs. I literally said nothing. I just was staring at him like, and he was like, no. I was like, I literally, like, if you ask my partner, I literally said nothing. I was just like, and he was like, no, you're not. I'm like, and I didn't even tell him I was doing a pregnancy test, which is the like kind of funny thing. He just knew from how I was looking and how I was acting. But yeah, I was just like, oh my god, like, and I was like, aren't you like freaked out? And he's like, no. So I was the one who was like kind of freaking out a little bit and was just kind of like, ah. And then my boyfriend was just kind of like, nah, it's all good. But I thought that was kind of funny. And then I literally got ready for this work event, And I went to this work event. I got picked up by a not friend anymore, but a friend at the time, and yeah, I didn't tell her, and we just went to this work event, and I'm just like, it was for Samsung. I don't know if that's bad for me to say, but it was for Samsung, and they had come out with like a new phone, so we went to the Samsung event, and I was just having popcorn. I was having like non-alcoholic drinks, because I did have drinks, but it wasn't alcoholic drinks, and I just remember thinking like, wow, no one knows. This is a secret, oh my god. And I ended up telling pretty much no one at my work. So I found out at like, when I went for my first scan, I think I was 5 weeks pregnant, so I found out very, very early. But I'm very glad that I tested when I did, because I wouldn't have known probably for a while. I was shocked, guys. But no one at my work knew until I left. I did tell like maybe, I think, 3 people or 4 people. I told my sales manager, who was like one of my good friends. We don't talk anymore though, that's kind of sad, but I'm not going to get into that. Then I had to tell my boss, obviously, because like maternity leave and everything, like I had to be a little bit like, hey. But that was kind of funny, because I literally talked to him about it, and he was like, when you said you needed to talk to me, I thought you were quitting. And I was like, no, I'm just pregnant. But yeah, I told my boss slash friend, and then I told 2 other people that I worked with that I was pregnant, and from what I know, they kept it, apart from I think one of them told someone else, and I was kind of like, actually no, there was another person as well, and then another person knew, but also I think it was the ex-friend who told him, and I was like, probably gonna tell everyone, but I honestly don't know if he did. I don't know, I just worked, man. I just worked. But yeah, I worked until I was like 8 months, but I have to get into it in another video. Maybe I'll do like a birth story, or like before birth, like my experience with pregnancy. But I got sepsis while I was pregnant, and I was like 8 months pregnant, or maybe 7 months, but I think I was 8 months. I was very far along, and that was scary. And so I left work early because I got sepsis, and yeah, I just couldn't work. And working retail, you have to be standing for like, you know, like 9 hours, 8 hours, and I was like, nah, I can't do this. I like physically couldn't, because I was standing so much. My body was like, no. So I took my maternity leave early, and that was probably the best thing I could have done, because even though I wasn't working, I still felt horrible. So I was pretty much bedbound, to be honest, and I slept like a lot. I was like freaking out at the time too, because I was like, I'm so exhausted and I haven't even had her yet. And I was thinking, if I'm like really tired now, I'm gonna be so much more tired when she's here. But it was really the opposite when she came, because when she came and, you know, I kind of got a bit more back to my body, I felt so much better. Still been a bit of up and downs. I think she's woken up, guys. I'll keep this video short, but yeah, that was how I found out I was pregnant. I was shocked. My partner was surprised, but he was chill, and no one knew about it until the end. And none of my friends actually knew about it outside of work either. Only the people that I worked with. See you guys later.